Okay, good afternoon, class. So we're looking at probability. Okay, so yesterday we've done the first exercise. So today we're going to look at factorial notation. Okay. Now the product of 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1 can be written as 6 factorial. You guys will know that there's an exclamation mark. Not so? So that exclamation mark means factorial. Okay. In other words, 5 factorial means 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. Not so? 9 factorial? 9 times 8 times 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. What would 4 factorial be? 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. 12 factorial? 12 times 11 times 10 times 9 times 8 times 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. Okay. So in factorial is going to be whatever number you choose n to be. It's then going to be n times 1 less than that number times 1 less than that number, or 2 less than the original number, times 1 less than that number, so. So all the way till you get to 3 times 2 times 1. You guys understand? So if you chose 15, it is 15 times 14 times 13 times 12 times 11 times 10 times 9 times 8 times 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. You guys understand? Also something to note is that 0 factorial is 1. That's a rule. Like we have x to the power 0. X to the power 0 is 1. Likewise, 0 factorial is also 1. University will probably go and prove that. Okay. So if you're looking at that factorial, so what is 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1 for 5 factorial? 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. Can it be 120? Not so. What is 9 factorial? So that would be 9 times 8 times 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. So that's going to give you 362,880. Not so? And so on and so on. But now imagine you're going to get 15 factorial. You're going to go 15 times 14 times something. It's not going to make sense. Not so? So what they did was they came up with a button dealing with that thing. You'll see it's on top of x to the minus 1. Right? For the first time of this week, your calculator gets opened. Nice. And we're on Wednesday already. So what we do is we say 9 shift. By pressing that shift button is activating all these yellow keys here. So 9 shift factorial. Put that in the calculator. You get 362,880. So what's 5 factorial? 120. What's 8 factorial? Check the 8 factorial. 40,320. Right, you guys understand? See how easy grade 12 is, no? We're looking at examples for exercise 2 now. And exercise 2 is on page 300 and some people. When the bell rings, and then you guys are going to give me the numbers quick. Sorry? 311. The exercise on 312. However, the examples on page 311. Okay. Example 5, page 311, we are told, consider the word park time. But didn't we do this one already?
Yes.
Good afternoon.
You are required to form different 8-letter word arrangements
Can you please report to the
using the letters of the word part time.
Check Chipmunk and Lolly to the music block now. Choir practice will also take place in
Let's
the
pause this.
prefab.
Alright, so example 5. We're considering the word part down. As we said, the letters may not be repeated. So how many birds would I draw? 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. How many options do I have for the first bit? 8. Then 7. Then 5, 4, 3, 2.
Donnelly Valentine, can you please
So this
report
can
to
also
the
be
office?
written as 8.
Donnelly Valentine, please report to the office.
Can be written as 8 factorial, which is 40,310. Will you guys understand? Alright, let's carry on. Look at example 6. How many ways can 6 different people be seated in the first 6 seats in a movie theatre? How many birds would I draw here? 6, because they're referring to 6 seats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So of the 6 people, how many options do I have for the first one? 6. Of the 6 people, any of the 6 can sit in. If the first one is seated, how many can be seated in this? 5. Then 4, 3, 2, 1, which is the same as 6 factorial. I think it's 720. So any confusion there? So that brings us now to rule 2. Rule 2 says the number of arrangements of n different things can be in n ways is n factorial. Okay? The number of arrangements of n different things taken in n ways is n factorial. That's rule 2. You can write that down. In example 7, they want to know in how many ways can 7 vacant places be filled by 10 different people. So it's 7 vacant places by 10 different people. So would every person get a place? No. There are 3 of them that won't get places. Not so. So how many birds would I draw here? 7. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So how many options do I have for bird 1? 10. Then 9. Then 5. Okay. So if I work that out, it's going to be, can I say 10 factorial? No. So it's 10 times 9 times 8 times 7 times 6 times 5 times 4. Give me an answer. 604,800. But if you're not saying, I really want to use factorial and all of those things, you say, okay. If I say this is 10 factorial, what am I going to get? 10 times 9 times 8 times 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 times 4. That is what I will get, not so. So, if I'm saying 10 factorial, what is extra? 3, 2, 1. Which is the same as what? 3 factorial. You see that? Which in other words will give us 10 factorial. What's 10 factorial? Over 3 factorial. Which is also 604,800. Sorry? Why dividing? Because if I'm going to say 10 factorial is 10 times 9 times 8 times 7 times 6 times 5 times 4, 3, 2 and 1. But the 3, 2, 1 is not actually here. Can you see that? So if I add it here, I must divide it here. If I multiply in the top, I must take it away by the bottom. You see that? Which we then will get that again. So 604,800. So in other words, here's no, I don't see any 3 here. But what do I see? I see n factorial, the number of people there are, over the number of people minus the places, or the bids factorial. Which means to say is 10 factorial over 10 minus 7 factorial, which is 3 factorial. Okay. Which now brings me to the third rule. The third rule, we are told that the number of arrangement of indifferent things taken r at a time is given by n factorial over r minus n factorial. Okay? Can I move on? Number 8. Here we are told, we're still on page 311. 312. So here we are told there are 12 different singers that is hoping to occupy the first 3 places in South African islands. How many ways can the first 3 places be occupied? So how many birds would I draw here? 3. How many options do I have here? 12. Then 11. Then that is simple. 12 times 11 times 10 gives us 1,303. But now you say, okay, how would we apply it if it was factorial? Okay, if we want to apply the factorial method, we see it's going to be n factorial, number of options over number of options minus the placeholders or the bits. Not so. So what is the number of options you have? 12. So it's 12 factorial over 12 minus 3 factorial, which is the same as 12 factorial over 9 factorial. That's going to be 12 factorial over 9 factorial, which is 1,303. Last example. So here we are told that here's the haram starting one. Consider the word lovers. Valentines and all that haram stuff. Right. Consider the word lovers. How many 6-word arrangements can be made if the letters may be repeated? So if you're looking at A, that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so how many options do I have here?
6.
Then?
6.
Then?
6.
So it's 6 to the 6, not so. Remember, this is times between. No? So it's 6 to the exponent 6, which is 26,656. 26,656. Okay. Let's look at B. How many 6-letter word arrangements can be made if the letters may not be repeated? So it's going to be 6, then 4, 3, 2, 1, which is 6 factorial, which is 720. You all okay with that?
Yes, sir.
Alright, so let's go to the this here. Right, now we're looking at C. C says, how many 4-letter arrangements can be made if the letters may be repeated? So how many bits would I have here? 4. So how many options do I have here? 6. Then? May be repeated. 6. Then? Then? So in other words, that's 6 to the 4. Which is? 1,296. And then D, how many 4-letter word arrangement can be made if the letters may not be repeated? 6 then? 5, 3. That could be 6 times 5 times 4 times 3. That's 360. And if we had applied factorial, or that rule is n factorial over n minus r factorial. So what would n be in this case? How many options do I have? So it's 6 factorial over 6 minus 4 factorial, which is 6 factorial over 2 factorial. So 6 factorial over 2 factorial. Give you 360. Okay, you guys understand? So with that you should be able to do exercise 2. Sorry about this, people. Enjoy the rest of your day. Go after class.